You know, have you ever had a meal that really told you a story? I don't just mean it tasted good. I mean a story about history, about tradition, about the very ground it came from. Well, get ready, because we're about to dive into a place where literally every single bite does exactly that.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? You're traveling, you're so excited to try the local food, you take a bite, and it just feels kind of disconnected. This quote from Yoichiro Sato just nails it. It's that feeling, you know? The food fills you up, but it doesn't really connect you to where you are.
But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if every single meal you had on a trip could be like a chapter in the story of that place? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. And we're going to do it by looking at one truly incredible part of Japan.
Yeah, and this goes way beyond just, scrolling through an app to find the best rated restaurants. We are talking about something much, much deeper. It's a whole philosophy of travel, really. It's called gastronomy tourism. So what is that? It's this amazing idea that food is the ultimate expression of a place's climate. And hey, we're not just talking about the weather here. We mean its history, its landscape, its whole culture, all of it, just kind of distilled right there onto your plate. It's tasting the geology in a vegetable, or tasting 400 years of history in a single sip of tea. It really all comes down to one thing: connection. Okay, so if you want to experience this in its absolute purest form, let me tell you, there is no better place on the planet than Shizuoka Prefecture in Japan. It is the perfect antidote to that bland travel meal we were just talking about.
And get this, it's only about an hour from the crazy buzz of Tokyo. But wow, Shizuoka feels like a completely different world. Here, food isn't just made, it feels like it's born right from the landscape. We're talking volcanic soil, the deepest bay in the country, and traditions that go back centuries.
All right, so let's start with something you probably think you know: wasabi. But in Shizuoka, wasabi's not just that green paste that comes with your sushi. No way. It's a legacy, grown right out of volcanic rock and fed by pure spring water. So check this out. This is the incredible Tadamishi method. And honestly, it's way more than just farming. It's practically an art form. You have farmers who painstakingly create these terraced fields, all made of stone and gravel. And what that does is it acts like a perfect, natural filter for that super pure spring water. It's so unique, so sustainable, that it's actually been recognized as a globally important agricultural heritage system. That's a big deal.
And get this story has been 400 years in the making. It all started way back in the early 1600s. It became so treasured that the shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu basically kept it all for himself. From there, it just evolved and spread, getting perfected into the art form we see today. So when you taste real Shizuoka wasabi, you're not just tasting a plant. You are tasting centuries of history and refinement.
And the secret ingredient? It's the land itself. See, ancient volcanic eruptions on the Izu Peninsula left behind all this pumice stone. Now this rock, it's super porous, so it acts like a giant natural sponge. It soaks up rainwater and then slowly releases it as perfectly purified spring water. That direct link, from the geology right to the flavor, that's what makes Shizuoka's wasabi absolutely world-class.
Okay, so from wasabi, let's move to Shizuoka's other famous export, green tea. And you're going to see a theme here. Just like the wasabi, the story of this tea is all about a deep, really beautiful relationship with the environment.
It's called the Chagasaba method, and yep, it's another one of those globally recognized agricultural heritage systems. The whole philosophy behind it is so simple but so powerful. Don't fight nature, partner with it. So farmers grow all this grass in the fields around the tea. They hand cut it and then they lay it between the tea plants. It becomes this rich, organic mulch. And let me tell you, this is not easy work. It is incredibly labor-intensive. It all starts right here, with farmers literally harvesting specific kinds of grass, often on these really steep slopes. And this isn't just any old grass. It is the secret ingredient that's going to eventually create the tea's amazing flavor and aroma.
So after they cut and dry the grass, it's carefully laid around the bottom of the tea plants. And this mulch, it's like a superhero for the tea. It helps keep moisture in, it keeps weeds out, and, most importantly, it slowly breaks down and releases all these amazing nutrients back into the soil.
And the result? I mean, just look. It's stunning. You get this incredible, superior quality tea, for sure. But you also get something else just as important: biodiversity. Those grasslands that they maintain for the mulch, they're home to hundreds of rare plants and insects that have pretty much vanished everywhere else. This is farming that literally gives back to the earth. All right, so we've been up in the mountains. Now let's head down to the coast because Shizuoka's food story continues, this time in the deep, rich waters of Suruga Bay.
Okay, I want you to just let this sink in for a second. Number 1, Shizuoka's ports are the #1 place for landing frozen tuna in all of Japan, the biggest. And why? Because of Suruga Bay. It is the deepest bay in the entire nation. That one geographical fact has made this place the absolute epicenter for tuna.
But it is so much more than just tuna. The bay is like a treasure chest. Seriously. We're talking these tiny, delicate cherry shrimp, unbelievably fresh, raw whitebait, the bonito, that is, the backbone of Japanese cooking, and just tons and tons of other local fish you just can't find anywhere else. Every single one has its own story, born right from those deep waters.
Okay, so we've seen how Shizuoka's incredible landscape creates its food, but you know what the best part is? You don't have to just read about it. You can actually become part of the story yourself. And this is really what makes Shizuoka so special. You go so far beyond just eating. You can actually learn how to make wasabi pickles from the very person who grew the wasabi. You can get lost in a traditional tea ceremony. You could learn the art of sushi from a master. Or hey, if you're feeling really brave, you can tour a -50-degree tuna freezer to see the heart of the industry up close. How wild is that?
I mean, just picture it for a second. One day, you're out in the fields picking fresh tea leaves with your own hands. The next day, you're watching a master artisan transform those same leaves using techniques that are centuries old. That is the complete journey, from the soil to the soul. And that is an experience you are never, ever going to get from just reading a menu.
So really, it all comes down to this one simple question for your next trip. Are you going to be looking for a menu, or are you going to be looking for a story? Because what a place like Shizuoka teaches us is that when you find the story behind the food, the meal itself doesn't just taste better, it becomes completely unforgettable.